All right. Thank you for joining us for Higher Realm Channeling. Give us a moment to step aside and allow those that are really close to come and chat with you tonight. So just take a slow, deep breath. Well, good evening. It has been a while since we have spoken to you, and we are glad to be back, for we have much to say this evening to you about all that is taking place on your planet and all that is happening around you that maybe you don't quite understand. And now it is time for us to share about the changes that are happening in life right now. We wish to talk about the fact that at this moment in your planet's history, we are seeing much evolving, much changing. Many of you are questioning if it is good or bad or what it is and should it happen, should it not. But we wish to remind you that in your realm, there are a few constants. And one of the constants is the constants of change. Change, as you say, is inevitable. Change will happen. Change of who you are. You will once again question who you are. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? All of this right now is in flux. All of this right now is in flow, and change is a constant. So you may think, oh, I like things the way they are now. It is comfortable. I apologize in advance to let you know that things are going to change. They change for each of you in different timing. And each of you will see and understand as it's coming that things are evolving. Just know that they are evolving for your best, but you must go through the change, which is very uncomfortable for your ego, for your mind, because you are in a position often where you really like your comfortable life and you wish that things could stay that way because that is what you know. And so we are aware that many of you would prefer that it stay the same. Yet some of you, as you continue waking up, as you continue moving in the game of life, as we have discussed before, as you continue moving up the levels, each time it is different. Each time there is change. You must release who you thought you were. You must let go of who you think you should be, of what you know or don't know. You must be open to new information that is coming at this time to help you evolve, to help you grow. Remember, even though you look at each other and it appears to be separate, you are not. It is one essence that is in every being, every plant, every tree, every animal, every human. It is the essence of Source having the experience of separation. This separation can often cause depression. This separation can often cause confusion. This separation can often cause deep melancholy. We wish for you to know that it's coming. If you know what is coming, and maybe some of you are already in the midst of it, I feel this is true. If that is the case, then you will see that you are not who you were before. You are not the same being, for change has already occurred and will continue to occur. At this time on your planet, things are in flux. Things are in flow. Things are moving, and you must have patience. You must be patient about what is coming next. For as you grow, as you change, as you evolve, you are no longer the same being that you were before. It is much like a child. As you grow up, if you were to have your clothing from when you were a child, maybe 1 or 2 years old, as you grow, you do not fit in the same clothes you used to. You cannot go back as an adult and go into your clothing and try them on from when you were 1 or 2. They will not fit. This is the same with your life. What once was no longer fits you. The people you were with no longer fit you. The job you were in no longer fits you. The identity that you had as an individual being separate from others no longer fits you. It has changed. You cannot go back and try to fit yourself back into that clothing that is no longer fitting for you now. And if you've tried to go back and live in that life, in that clothing of that 1-year-old as an adult, you will fail. Change moves you forward, not backwards. You must go forward, not backwards. You must release who you think you are. You must release your separate identity. You must release your mission, your passion, whatever that is, because that is not what is now. As you change and evolve, those things change and evolve as well. What you thought you would be when you were a child, when you grew up, is not who you are today. It is important that you are open and willing to evolve and change and move with the tides. For now is the most important, because now there is much change afoot, and it's an imperative that you stay above water. When you say, I cannot change, I don't want to change, I like myself the way I am, I like my life, I like my job, my spouse, my life, my whatever, and you refuse to go with the flow, you sink, and you find that you will drown. You will go into a deeper and deeper depression because you are not flowing with the change. We wish for you to realize that things have an ebb and flow. Things move in and out of your life. Not to grab them and grab hold and think, this is it, this is my calling, this is all I have ever done, this is all I know. Open your mind. Allow us to speak to you. Allow us to share with you what is next. Allow us to tell you individually and a collective what we see happening. For change is here now. Change is inevitable. Release, allow, move with the change. Do not fight it. Do not struggle against it. For change is here and will come again and will come again. Life is not about being stagnant and stable and always in this one spot. Life is about flow and movement. The river always is changing, as is your life. And as you move up the levels of the game of life, the rules change, the identity changes, even your avatar can grow and change. So be aware that many of you have gone through changes to now, but more changes are coming. Just know that those things that are coming, some you may like and some you may not, yet they are coming. Change, flow, open yourself to who you really are. Open yourself to how you are connected. Open yourself to the flow of change, and life will be easier, not more difficult. Fight against it, and life will be struggle. Flow, and life will be easier and not as difficult. Change. Change.
With great change comes great chaos. As was announced earlier, I am Enki, Lord of the Anukai. With me tonight is Asa, progenitor of all Draconia, and Uriah, the record keeper of all eternity's history. While I am the one speaking tonight, they are here chiming in with me. And as was stated, with great change comes great chaos. This is a time of dramatic change, a time of dynamic change, and therefore be aware, O children of earth, that this is a time that will test your mettle. It is the time of your tempering. And from this space, please know that while you may do your affirmations, your meditations, and all the other things that you choose to do to assist you in this process, that it is a process that is not dependent upon you. As your planet moves through the progression of equinoxes from Piscean to Aquarian, so does humanity begin its movement from the darkest of the dark, the age of Kali, to the next, and please hear, next, golden age. But as this is a 26,000 year progression, please know that does not mean it is instantaneous. Please know that as you watch this, the great awakening that so many speak of may not happen in your lifetime. For there are possibilities of both speeding it up and slowing it down. Even we do not know which you will choose. But be aware, change will come. Change will move through the chaos. But it is a time, as our beloved Ishtar has spoken, that you must release. You must release all identity that ties you down. Whether that is identity of healer, or identity of business person, or identity of any kind, parent, child, lover, husband, wife, whatever you can identify as, now is the time you must realize you are more than this, and you must be willing to let that go. For you are not the identities that you currently hold. You are the bright and shining lights that we created long ago. You are that which will arise as the phoenix from the ashes of the chaos that surround you. Fight not against this. Fight not. And we say this because you must understand that all resistance, fighting against anything, is resistance, and resistance causes the pause. Release, flow, rise with the tide, raise that which holds you down and release it. Release it joyously, though some of those identities you may grieve dearly. This does not mean that if you release the identity of parent or child or spouse or whatever, that it will not come again. That role may still be present in your life, but it will not be that by which you know yourself or that by which you know another. This is the time. This is the time for you to take the next steps upon your awakening. This is the time that you must use great discernment. You will find very rapidly that which serves you and that which does not. And we say to you again, release, 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 release. For that is what must be done. Release judgment of self and others. Release resentment of self and others. Release your fear. And when we say release your fear, we mean face it. Look it in the eye and recognize it as only yourself. Know that it is you and has nothing but a gift for you. And then embrace and release and rise. We would say that each of you here are having your own definite struggle with this. Even the body forms of which we speak through this evening have their own struggles. And please know that when they were asked, will you go again? They said, as they have throughout all eternity, yes, we will. But they too are temporary. They are not a permanent presence in your lives. They are here for a time and only a time, and then we will ask them to move on. For that is what they are. They are those who spread the seed. They are those who water the seed, and then they allow that seed to produce the bounty for those that are here. Release your fears. Release your attachments. Release, release, release.
So my children, many of you are wondering, so with all this change and all that is coming and all that has already been, how do I find peace in the midst of this chaos? How do I find my way? How do I find who I am and what is next? Patience. We encourage you to do your practices, whatever those are, whether they are meditation, whether they are thoughts, whether they are rituals. Not that those things are going to actually make the change disappear or go away, but they may bring you peace. So find those things that are spiritual for you, perhaps reading a particular book or a passage, perhaps reading quotes or saying things in your mind or meditating, listening to music, whatever it is that brings you peace. It is imperative right now, my children, that you pay attention and you do those things more and more every day. Because as the change is here, as the change is coming, as the change continues, you will need this to have the patience to allow the next level to unfold for you. You will need this in order for you to feel any peace inside. For when you can feel the peace inside, like the eye of the hurricane, when you feel that peace at that moment while things are spinning around and changing, that is the ultimate feeling. For when you are there, it is clear. When you are there in the center, you feel calm. Staying calm as the midst of the storm, and staying calm in the chaos that's around you, and staying calm as things are changing constantly is an imperative. We wish this for you. We wish for you to use all the tools you have learned. You have this breath of the Anukuri breath that we have taught these beings and now have taught you. We encourage you to use that, to call on your own higher realm, to call on those that are here to help you. For you must find inside yourself that peace, connecting yourself to source, connecting yourself to remembering who you actually are. For when you know that, you can be peaceful in the midst of the chaos, peaceful in the midst of the change, peaceful in the midst of the storm. We wish this for you. For we know that change, no matter when it comes, for you there on your planet is very uncomfortable. But even the galaxies and the stars are constantly changing. Even the planets are constantly evolving and changing. Everything changes. A star is there one day and burns out and is gone the next. And it may have shined for millennia and now it disappears. People come and go in our lives. People no longer hold this physical form that you are in, and they go back to source or wherever it is they choose to go. Change. Change is happening. It's already here. Find your peace in the midst of the change. Find your calm in the midst of the storm. For in finding that and staying in that space, you will see the door open when it is time. You will see the doors open and the path clearly in front of you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it is coming. Know that there is a path. There is a way beyond all the chaos. There is a way through the change. But you must release, you must let go, you must allow. Find things that bring you peace. Find things that you can do to feel calm and centered. For that will help you move and navigate through the changes in your life, through the changes on your planet, through the changes in your world. For many things are changing on your planet. Many things are evolving in your world. It is not just you personally, although it will look that way. It is the galaxies. It is the universe. It is the planets. There is change happening all the time everywhere. It is just more intense at this time, and we know this. So we encourage you and ask you to call on all of those things that you have learned, all of those things you know help bring you peace. Practices, rituals, whatever it is. Not that they in themselves are the end all. We do not believe this. We do not tell you this ever. What we say to you, though, is that right now, if you can find those things, those times where you feel peaceful, then the change can whirl around. The change can happen, and you are in a good space. For change is here, my children. Change is still coming more and more. Change is more intense at this time for all beings. You feel it, you know. It is here and it is coming. It is. Stay peaceful. Do your practices. Know what brings you calmness. And do that as you move through the storm, the winds that will blow, the things that will move and adjust. Find your peace. Find your center. Do your breathing, and you will be fine. Patience. Patience, my children. Patience. Center. Breathe. Calm.
And as you find your peace, Orion would request that you remember that this is not a serious thing that you are undergoing. It is simply a thing you are undergoing. Do not lose your ability to laugh. Do not lose your ability to watch a child chasing a butterfly and wonder and feel the joy. Do not take life seriously. It is, as we have stated, impermanent. And your life will continue on beyond your body until you have finally reached the true point of ascension, in which you move beyond the game, in which you return to oneness, to non-duality. For many of you, this can be a fearful thing because it is also non-being. You as an individual are no longer. You are simply one strand in the whole, absorbed by the whole. This is the true ascension. But until then, let us lead you in an exercise that we ask you practice daily, if not hourly. So I would invite you each to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, make the sound ha. And feel the energy shift as you have broken the chains of seriousness. Do this. Forget not to laugh. For all that you see around you is a game. All that you see around you is impermanent. It will change. You will change. You will evolve. So laugh, my children, laugh. And with this we say, so be it.
And so it is.